And then we're on. Okay, go ahead, Melanie.
All right. Hey, y'all. I'm Melanie. I'm going to give you my mini eye story here in just a minute. So we're just going to kind of jump into training. So forgive me for just here we go. But I wanted to show you guys how to have a very successful skincare class. It's not about selling products. Yes, we sell products, but what we do is we find problems and we solve them. Okay? Same thing that we do every day as moms, women, whatever our job is, find a problem, solve it. Okay? Because when you do it that way, it leads the customers to their decision naturally. You're not pushing anything on them. You're just saying, hey, this right here would get rid of all of that dead, dull skin. And what are they going to do? They're going to buy it. Okay? So to be able to have the most success, I think it's kind of easy to think that we just need to make sure that everything is prepared. If you prepare, you're golden. Okay? It's going to take a few minutes, maybe a few hours to put everything into order, but once you have it in order, you've got it. You just tweak it. Okay? So preparation is super important. So I'm going to talk about how we prepare for a class. I'm going to talk about how we open a class, because how you open it is going to determine what things happen at the end. There's going to be 3 questions I ask in the beginning and at the end twice. Okay. The demonstration part that you do, whatever part of the skincare you're choosing to show, it doesn't matter. You can mess it all up. I've heard of people putting satin eye or satin lip mask on eyelids. Stuff happens, okay? So don't stress on that. What I want you to do is focus on this opening, and then the closing is going to mirror it, and it is going to be beautiful, okay? We always want to think, how are we presenting? Not what, but how, okay? So in our Mary Kay world, and you'll hear me call it this, we know what a skincare class is, okay? A party, teaching them about skincare. So that's usually how, when I'm in this arena, I will refer to it. But when you are talking to people outside of our pink bubble, most people are not going to get excited over a skincare class. Some will, okay? But a lot, they're looking for an experience. So right now, and I change this every year or two, just depending on how things are rolling. But my skincare class right now is called Glow Without Guessing. And if I invite somebody to my Glow Without Guessing event, they stop, they think, they're like, okay, I want to glow. I want to glow. I don't know what you're doing, but teach me how to glow. They're going to move heaven and earth to make sure that they're there at your event. Skincare class, okay? So if you have just a fun name for it, it gets them, okay? And it kind of gives them an idea of what they're going to learn. Also, this puts me back in front of my current customers. Even if they're already current skincare customers, they're probably not on everything, okay? Or they may not be on a whole lot of anything. They may be more color. This may be how I get in front of them. Invite them, hey girl, we got your foundation, just rocking and rolling. Let's get you some good skincare here with the Glow Without Guessing. So your foundation is really going to just, got what I'm saying? So that's kind of the mindset that I want you to be in right now, okay? So to prepare, Mel has got a party packing list. Okay, and you guys, of course, will get this after the training. You don't need tons. Whatever your starter kit is pretty much what you need. There's a few extra things you're going to put in. One really good idea is going to the Dollar Tree and getting cute plastic little bowls. Okay, oh, there it is. Okay, never mind. Let me back up. Let me start from here. Flip chart with notes. I'm going to give you words. Everything needs to be outlined or scripted that you're saying. This is my training right now. It is 100% scripted, because if you've not noticed, I'm a squirrel and I get off track very easy. And also in the beginning, I didn't know what everything did. Okay, brand new, didn't know I didn't have everything memorized. So having notes is good. Okay, it's an absolute must. You want to have your mirrors with trays. Always have 3 or 4 extra because you just never know. You want to have your product set up in order of how you're going to demonstrate it. It just makes it easier because then I know exactly what's coming up, especially with my brain. And then they also will see you going down and they know when you're getting close to the end. People like to know what's coming up. Okay. Facial cloths, I think, are really, really great when you do microdermabrasion on the back of their hand towards the ends of the class. Okay. You can take one and cut it in half to be, a good steward of your money, and they can use that. Washcloths are what you want to do for the class itself. Okay, I have got a whole bunch of gray Mary Kay ones that I don't even know how long I've had them. It's years. But you can go to the Dollar Tree, just get some that are super, super soft. Make sure you wash them first, so no bleeding, colors, and that kind of thing. And then when you wash them, of course, think fragrance-free, sensitive, gentle detergent. Okay. But you get those washcloths, you roll them up like a little baby burrito, and you get water on them, not where they're drippy, but, good with water. And you stick 2 in a microwave at a time for a minute, pull them out, wrap them up in aluminum foil, pop in another 2. If you've got 4 people there, you're going to want to have 8 just in case. Okay? And we all have those little lunch totes that are got the little insulated material in it. As they're coming out of the microwave and you wrap them up, just drop them down in your bag and you can bring that with you. Okay. Let's see, closing sheet, we're going to show you what to do. Headbands, just anything cute to pull their hair back. Okay. Profile, Q-tips and cotton balls, good to have if you need it. Same thing with applicators. I always will have tickets in my bag. It's a big red roll of tickets. So that way, if I want to do a ticket game, I've got the option. And then I've got little gifts that are already set up. And it might be a sample pack of new lip glosses that just came out, like 3 or 4 shades. Or it might be a mini satin hands. Or, it's just one of the little minis that we have to give away as gifts. Always have them in there. Okay. I do not recommend you bring a lookbook. Okay. And I mean, not even really to reference, because if they see you pulling one out, they want to look at the lookbook. Okay. And everything that you've just done is done for. Okay. Don't bring one. Bring one of, if you have do you guys still use the beauty books? Mel? No, yes. It's been a minute since I've done it with the company. But in my day, like forever ago, they had beauty books. I prefer not to use them. I've always just used my flip chart. Okay. So you can read down through the rest of this. What I want you to visualize in your head, you're going to have a little zippy bag that's got your mirror down in it. Okay. You're going to have their profile card. You're going to have a pen. You're going to have their headband, any Q-tips, cotton balls, anything like that that you want, a sales ticket to put down in there, any company information. Everything that they're going to need is going to be in this little zippy bag, okay, that your mirror comes in. All right. So always have, if you're having 4 people there, you might want to have 6 or 7 with you. All right. So it's just easy right there. You throw it out there, set it up. It's done really quick. Now for the closing sheet, this I think is brilliant. If you will take them and get them laminated, but have a hot pink paper on the back of it. When you put that, oh Lord, my words are just like flying in my head. I'm trying to go so quick in my brain. You put the sets face down and all you see is the pink paper, the back of it. Okay. That's what they're going to have everything on. That's going to be their placemat. And then at the end for closing, they'll pull it out and you've got your closing sheets right there. And then it's reusable and easy to clean and wash, if that makes sense. Okay. Everything you do, keep it super simple. Super simple. Okay. There's a couple other things on there to think about, calculator, or if you use your phone, change. A lot of people still do pay with cash, so it's always great to have change. You have product on your shelves, have a bag, take it with you. I'm going to give you a tip later about how to present all of that. And then another thing I like to have on my table are two little mini waste bins, almost is what I look at them as. When they're done with their washcloths, I have them put them all in there. So then when I get home, I just take it, dump it into the washer, it's done. I have another one to put in the disposable cloths, any cotton balls, anything else that we use, little trash in there. So then that way it's real easy just to dump into the trash when I'm on my way out, just to keep things neat and tidy. It helps my brain anyway, and it helps at the end in cleanup, and it helps a lot of other people's brains be able to keep space for what you're saying. If there's stuff everywhere, you kind of lose people. Okay. Let me think. I went out of my line a little bit. Okay. One more thing that you want to have in an ideal world. Okay. Every single one of us would have one of these ready. I put a cute little bow on it. It's got a little pink tool on it for their guest. One for every guest, because you have already pre-profiled and you've coached, so you know who's coming, you know their skin type. Really, the only thing you don't know quite yet might be their foundation shade, unless you have them do the online one. Okay? But this has their sets in it that they're going to buy. Okay? And you're going to set that in front of their tray. So they've got their tray, and then they're sitting there staring at this cute little bow and cute little bag, thinking, oh my gosh, what is this? And when they ask me during the class, I'm like, oh, hold on, I'll tell you in a minute. I won't spoil it. Like, you just got to wait. You got to wait. And it builds the excitement more, because it's like a kid on Christmas morning. They want to know what's in there, So that makes having product with you easy. All right. The more that you do this, the more confident you're going to feel, the more professional you're going to feel. Confidence comes from doing. First time you do it, you're going to be nervous. You might feel like you want to throw up a little bit, but you do it anyway. Okay? Because every one of us have been in those shoes. I still get nervous, if you couldn't tell. I mean, I'm still a little bit nervous, shaking when I get up to speak in front of people. It's not a natural gift of mine to be in front of people anyway. So it's just something that you just deep breath and whew, let's go. Okay? And if you've prepared, everything works out. Everything works out. You just have to be prepared. Give yourself grace. I keep a pen with me. So when I'm looking on my flip chart, if I notice that I've misspelled something, because that will bother me, I'll mark it. Or if I realize I want to add something or take something out, I'll write it down. Okay? And let me tell you this with your flip chart, ladies, this thing will be your best friend if you use it properly. Okay? Type out your skincare class or outline, however you work. I'm going to say type out because that's what I do. And I have it taped to the back. Okay, and the very first 3 or 4 times I tell people, all right guys, this is my first glow without guessing event. And y'all know me, you know my brain, I gotta stay focused, I wanna be a good steward of your time. I am gonna be reading what I have written, okay, these are my words, I promise, but I wanna stay on track. After you do it 3 or 4 times, you're just looking down as you do it, if that makes any sense, okay? And people don't mind if you're reading it. It kind of takes a little bit of pressure off of them thinking that you're looking at them, So before I start going into the opening, Mel, I haven't. Have I forgotten anything? Good.
I don't think so. I think you're doing great.
Okay. All right.
Oh, by the way, what was the question before? The beauty books. Yes, they're gone.
Okay. I never really used them, but I didn't know. Okay. Good. So you guys don't even have to worry about it. All right, your opening. I'm going to give you the big parts that you need to have in it, and then I'm going to give you mine for my event. And you can steal my words, you can take them, you can make them easier or better, whatever you want. You can take them, put them into ChatGPT and have them like professionalize them up if you need that. I mean, whatever. ChatGPT is a good thing to have, okay? So what I want you to think about when you're standing there in front of everybody, you're going to be nervous, a little sweaty, maybe a little hot, okay? So prepare, have one of those little fans if you need it, okay? But just think, I've done the work, I'm just reading. I'm just showing them what I have, and I'm just solving problems because the work has been done, okay? Let them see you, be silly, you know, whatever your personality is, you know, just have fun, okay? So first thing that you want to do, of course, is welcome and appreciate everybody coming. Depending on the hostess, if I know they've got like a high eye, like super fun personality, I'll bring like a little princess crown to put on, or a little boa, or something just special depending on how I know her. Or sometimes just giving her a little pink pom-pom that she can shake when, you know, anytime she wants to. That makes some people happy. You know, you just kind of, as you get to know people, just something that the hostess feels, oh, great, that's just for me. Okay. You set expectations. People want to know what's coming up. They want to know when it's going to be done. Okay. They're already thinking that before it starts. Okay. So I always tell them they're going to try products. I'm going to guide them step by step. And then I meet with you one-on-one before you leave to get your feedback and opinion. And you're going to have some yummy refreshments that Susie's made. And then you can go back home. Okay. Always let them know what's happening. Introductions, keep it real light, fun. I just say, hey, tell me your first name, how you know Susie, or your favorite thing you like about Susie. If you feel brave, sometimes that has not gone the way that I thought it would. So I usually keep it with, how do you know Susie? Okay. And then your short I story. Okay. You don't have to say a whole lot, just why you started, what has Mary Kay done for you, and what your next big goal is. Nothing salesy, just I started because this is what it's done for my life, and this is what I'm working for next. Okay, that's all they need to know in that very moment. And then you're going to introduce Mary Kay to them. Okay, just short things. Now in that I'm going to give you, I listed several things just so you could hear them, but usually I'll pick 3 or 4. Okay, I'll remind you that a little bit. Okay, so welcome, expectation, introductions, your I story, and then introduce Mary Kay. 5 things. Okay. All right. You're ready for mine. Okay. All right. So you guys have probably got a million other places that you wanted to be tonight. So the fact that you chose to be here really means the world to me, honestly. And because of that, I want to be super respectful of your time tonight. So here's just a little highlight of what you can expect. Here in a moment, we're just going to go around and introduce ourselves and how you know Susie. And then I'm going to tell you a little bit about myself and a little bit about Mary Kay. And then my favorite part, we are going to go into trying the #1 brand of skincare products. Oh my gosh. And while you're actually trying them, I'm just going to tell you a couple highlights about it. Okay. And then when we're all done trying, I just want to meet with you guys one-on-one. I get your feedback. It's how I get better at doing what I do. And then have some refreshments, and then you can leave whenever you need to, or, you know, maybe talk to Susie, see if you can stay the night over. I don't know if you're trying to run from your kids. I know sometimes I do. Okay, so I'm going to start with whoever is on my right. This is usually what I do, have them go around. Okay, so great to meet you guys. Like I said earlier, my name is Melanie. I have been with Mary Kay for almost 24 years. You heard me right. I was the very first newborn that Mary Kay allowed to be a consultant, the one and the only. Okay, just depending on the group, I'll, you know, make a joke about it because whatever. But I've done this business at every single stage of life that you can think of. College student, brand new teacher, newlywed, new mom, growing family, being a taxi mom because the kids got to do all the things, being a divorced mom and a single mom, And now I am remarried. I've got one child that is in college and one that's not too far behind her. So I'm heading towards my my empty nester stage. Okay. So I tell you that just so you can keep in the back of your mind, this is something that just is very fluid and it can happen in all arenas of your life. It doesn't matter how wild and crazy it is, because I can guarantee you I've been there. And I just want to share with you some of the pretty cool things that I've earned. Okay, a couple of them are actual physical things. I have earned 6 diamond rings with the company. This is one of them. Okay, and sometimes I'll pass them around, let them try it on, and 4 cars. Okay, but more than that, honestly, the lifelong friendships that I have been the sweetest and the most genuine that I've ever had in my entire life. And what I treasure most is because of this opportunity, I was able to replace my teaching income. And I was able to be home with my kids when I was married, through the divorce, and after the divorce. Mary Kay sustained us so I could be there for them, and I didn't miss a single moment. So now I am back in the classroom teaching middle school. I know I'm crazy. It's not for the income or because I'm just like in love with the stress, but you know, when God calls, you follow. And I want to be obedient. But honestly, I get the best of both worlds. I get to teach kids all day long, and then I get to come home and teach their mamas about skincare. So it really honestly is the best of both worlds. So before we start trying, I want to give you just a quick introduction of Mary Kay. I think we've all heard of Mary Kay and the pink cars, but I want to tell you some things that are more unknown that I think are cool, okay? So one thing about us is we are the #1 direct selling brand of skincare and color cosmetics in the world. We are in 35 countries. That's a big old deal. We have been family owned for 62 years. Okay. Our business has got longevity. All of our products are made right here in Texas in the United States, while following the European beauty standards, which are set way higher above the FDA's. Okay. So you know that you are getting some of the best ingredients on your face, allergy and dermatology tested. We recycle all of our bottles, jars, and packaging because Mary Kay does care about the planet. You know, we've planted 1.4 million trees with the Arbor Day Foundation, which I think is just really, really cool. We don't test on animals. We are also a fragrance-free line, so nothing has added fragrance to it. We have earned over 50 good housekeeping seals of approval, including the skincare that you're trying tonight does have that seal. What that means is not only does Mary Kay guarantee that you're going to love this, but when you get the good housekeeping seal of approval, they're saying you're going to love it, and you have a double guarantee that you are going to love it. So if one guarantee wasn't good enough, how do we feel about 2? We like having the backup, don't we? You know, it's always good. So another reason that I love doing what I do is because it is so much bigger than the skincare. Mary Kay has donated millions to domestic violence shelters, helping women find safety and support and a fresh start. If that wasn't amazing enough, Mary Kay has given even more millions to the research of cancers that affect women, so they have a hope for the future. And I just learned, for real, I did just learn this, about them giving money to girls in STEM, which I am super, super excited about. If you've got kids and you know about girls in STEM, it is just absolutely amazing. But I share all of that with you tonight just to tell you, you're going to fall into one of these 3 categories, okay? You're going to love the product and want to be one of my customers. You're going to want to host an event so I can give you some free stuff, because free is great. Or you might be a little bit curious how you can make some extra money on the side doing what I do, okay? You might fall into 1, 2, or even all 3, okay? So tonight you are going to get to try the best skincare, and I promise you, you're going to fall in love. And one thing I want to share with you about this skincare, and I'll pick up, you know, moisturizer and a cleanser, you know, so I have got the set. We sell our sets together. Something important with any brand that you use, you want to use all of its products together. Okay, Mary Kay guarantees these products are going to work great and you're going to love them when you use them together. So, but let's just say, you pick something up at the Dollar Tree for a cleanser and you've got our moisturizer and you're using those two together. I can tell you you're not going to get the results you want. And you might even have some kind of reaction on your face because the ingredients that are in those are not made to work together. Okay, so whatever you do, use the same line throughout. Okay, I promise you, you will be thankful that you did. All right, so make sure you're using the entire set. And then I'm going into my class, telling about the cleanser and all of that stuff. Okay, so I think that was, I should have timed to see how long that iStory was, or not iStory, but my opening, but it shouldn't have been more than 7 or 8 minutes, if I remember right. So the 3 things that I told them that they were going to be in one of these categories: customer, hostess, or recruit. Okay, those are the 3 things that we are going to have going on during our class, our closing, and our individual closing. Okay, Mel, did I forget anything in the opening?
I thought it was great. You added things that I had forgotten about. So
Okay, good.
I think you covered all the bases, and it was probably 5 to 7, maybe,
Okay,
maybe.
yeah, perfect. You don't want it
Yeah,
to be, you don't want them to feel like you're lecturing them, or
yeah,
it's the Melanie show,
yeah.
So the class, the few tips that I'm going to tell you, okay? You're just teaching, you're guiding, okay? Don't be overwhelmed. You're not going to know everything, and that's okay. If somebody asks me a question and I don't know the answer, that's a really great question. You know what? I'm writing that down right now because I am unsure of the answer and I want to make sure I give you the correct information. They'll respect that a whole lot more than you just kind of like giving them a fluff answer. Okay? So you're going to, I pick up a product and I tell them exactly what they're going to do, and I'm usually showing them with my hands, exactly how they're going to be doing things. And I tell them the name of the product, a key ingredient, like a buzzword, if it has hyaluronic acid or, anything like that that are buzzwords, I'll use that. And then what benefit? Why would they use it? What problem is it going to solve? So, like I said earlier, so if you ever deal with, dry, flaky skin, this microdermabrasion is going to be the product that is going to change that. It's going to buff off all of that dead, dull skin, and then you're going to use the pore minimizer to help nourish that skin right back, and your skin is going to be so soft. Okay? That's all you need to say. Very, very simple. Now, also keep in mind, you only want to do one thing at a class: skincare or color, or if you want to break it down like into masking or whatever, one central thing. If you do skincare and color, for one, it's going to be about 5 hours long, and they'll end up buying 3 eyeshadows and a lip gloss, and you've lost them. Okay, it's way too much. So we just do skincare. So I don't bring, well, I have my oil-free eye makeup remover in my bag, but we don't do anything with the eyes. We leave them alone. And I usually tell them, if I remember, to only do temples down. Okay? I know they're going to feel silly doing it, but I tell them there's a purpose, because at the end, they're going to feel how soft their cheeks feel, and then they're going to feel how either rough or oily, or they're going to feel a difference between the two. And I always make sure, hey, do you want some more cleanser so you can wash your forehead? And they do. They already remember the steps. They'll wash, they'll put moisturizer on, they're good. Okay? That's not anything you have to do. That's just a little something extra that you can add on. You can try it, see if you like it. You also want to have a form of referral game, because if you walk away without referrals, you're losing a lot of money. Okay, so that's pretty much the body, the main part of your class. Okay, table closing. There's 2 of them. Okay, you do it at the table as a group, and this is where you set everything up. Okay, you've started it in your opening. You're going to go into it more in your close, and then your table close is going to allow you to ask the easy questions when you meet with them one-on-one. Okay? So you're giving them at the table all of the information that they need. Okay? You have them pull out the set sheet, which, Mel, if you want to work on pulling that up, I have them look at that and tell them we have got some amazing specials for just tonight only, and these are like my favorite ones. Okay, that first row, skincare. We tried set number 2 tonight, or if I have somebody that tried the Time-Wise repair with us, I'll say, hey, Mary, you tried the repair set. Everybody else, you guys got the miracle set. Okay, you pick one from the skincare, and then you can pick whatever you need from the special supplement list. I usually like to do the microdermabrasion and masking set. I think is really great. And then the essential extras is just whatever you think that you really need to have. For me, I want to have my glow on, especially since I'm calling it Glow Without Guessing. So number 13 is one that I will always add in the bestie bundles, but you get to make it how you want to make it. And let me show you how good it's gonna look. Okay, you take that beautiful bag that's sitting on the other side of your tray, and I want you to hold it. Okay, and you walk them through your roll-up bag. Okay, and I put things in here kind of in order, and I would tell them this right here is skincare, the Miracle Set number 2. Got your cleanser, moisturizer, day and night. Okay, that counts as 2 sets. Okay. You got your microdermabrasion. That's from the third or middle line, number 7. Okay. And then right here, you got your masking set. You tried the, or no, they didn't try the charcoal mask at this one, did they? No. Okay, never mind. Sorry, I answered my own question in my head. The charcoal mask, which is really, really good, kind of like a little detox. And then you got a moisture renewing mask. It's really hydrating, really great. And then my favorite 2 down here is your bestie bundles and your glow activator. So that would give me 6 sets right here. And by doing all 6 of these sets, I get to have 2 of those. Let me make sure I'm saying it right. No, after I get the 6 sets, I get to pick 2 more 50% off. Any 2 that you want on here. You want to get your next skincare set for the next 4 months? Go for it. You get it 50% off, okay? So where I kind of like to think that I'm at the Cadillac version. It takes a lot to make me look this good, okay, guys? And I like to make jokes. So, you know, you do with what your personality wants to do. But you do 6 sets, you get 2 half off, and this roll-it bag free. Free, it's for me. If you need to do Queen, it's 4 sets. You still get you get 1 extra 25% off, and then you get your roll-it bag for free. And then you got your Princess. So that would be something like if you wanted to get for your daughter, you get 2 sets and get another one for 25% off. That's a good place usually for our daughters to start. Okay. So I threw on a lot at you. Okay. I want you to take a moment now. Grab your sales ticket that's in front of you and your pen. Okay. We're going to play a little game for a hot second. Okay. We're going to pretend that somebody has given you, and I don't even know if these are the right terms, but I'm going to use it, and we're just going to say I do, the Platinum Unlimited credit card, and somebody pays it off for you every single month. You don't have to think about it. You just go get what you want. Okay? You're holding that in your hand tonight. I want you to write down on your sales ticket what sets you would take home with you if you had that credit card in your hands. And then just depending on the mood of the group, I might make a joke or be like looking at somebody's and she put 1 through whatever that last number is, be like, girl, me too. Me too. You know, just, you know, keeping things fun. I say, okay, now what I want you to do, and you can estimate because it doesn't have to be super good math, but I want you to look at these sets and just kind of add them up. If you picked 6 sets, give me a guesstimate how much you're going to spend. Okay. All right. So in our pretend world, who here is spending $100? Who here is spending $200? $300. And I keep going until we get to the highest one. And just depending on the group, if we're having fun, I'll be like, okay, you get the prize for spending the most pretend cash tonight. I am so excited to give this to you. Just be silly with it, okay? And then we have to slow down and put things in perspective, because we just had them pretend spending several $100s, okay? And they're in their head thinking, my kid needs this soccer cleat, they need this thing. Okay, they're already talking themselves out of it before you can even finish. Let's put this into perspective. So I say, okay, guys, if you want to, you can close your eyes. If not, just kind of go back in your mind. I want you to think about the most expensive outfit that you've ever purchased. For some of us, it was our wedding dress. Or for me, it would have been my daughter's 2 prom dresses. Insane how much they are nowadays. It's crazy, okay? But I want you to think about the dress, how much it cost. What about when you had to add the shoes, the jewelry? You had to have a purse because you just do. Undergarments, if you need a special bra, Spanx, okay? If you had to pay to have somebody do your hair, just kind of guess how much money you spend on that one day to be in that most expensive outfit. And I know you or your daughter felt like a queen. Like you were rocking it out. You felt great. You weren't thinking about anything else other than how amazing you looked. Okay? So whose purchase was more than $300 for that day? Everybody is going to have their hand up. And I keep going. And this is when you're going to find out how expensive prom dresses are if you don't have a clue, because some mamas have spent like thousands on it, okay? And I'm like, okay, so let's put this in perspective now. You spent a lot of money for yourself to wear that outfit one time, or for your daughter to look like a queen for that one night, and it was so worth it. When you think about the skincare you're holding in your hands tonight, this is something that's just not a one-time thing. You get to use it every morning. You get to use it every night. And it's going to give you a little boost of confidence every day, because your skin's going to start glowing. And you're going to feel a little bit more confident because you know your skin is looking good. And I don't know about y'all, but any extra boost of confidence, I'm down for. Plus, this is going to last you 3 to 4 months. So your price point is perfect. If you divide it out, it's amazing. Okay? So I want you to look at your sales ticket again. Play pretend. I'm going to give you one item, not set. I'm going to give you one item for free. Which item would you want? Just write it down if you want the cleanser, microderm. Now the microderm can be a set for that one just because it comes like that, but okay. All right. I have asked you guys a lot, so I'm so sorry. I got one more question. Okay, but the good news is it's multiple choice, so you don't have to think too hard about it, all right? It's going to be A, B, C, or D, okay? After watching me tonight, I'm curious to see, is anybody a little bit piqued about what I do? Like, I could see myself in her shoes, or let me think about this. Okay, so I want you to tell me A, B, C, or D where you're at, and it doesn't matter to me where you are, just give me a letter. Okay, A, I'm ready to do it. Watching you make all these mistakes and still have fun, I can do that. Anybody can do that. Let's sign me up. B, I want to work with you, but I got to ask some questions first. I got to get some details. C, you'd be a great person to work with, but I prefer paying full price for my products and having you as my consultant. Okay? D, I'd rather pick trash up from the side of I-40 butt naked than do anything like this ever. Okay? I don't care which one you write. Just write A, B, C, or D. Okay? Doesn't matter to me. Now, we're going to meet one-on-one. Susie, you're going to go with me first. Mary, would you like to go ahead and get some refreshments done? Guys, bring your profile, your sales ticket, and your roll-up bag. We're going to go into the living room, and we're going to chit-chat one-on-one. Okay? Did I forget anything in the table close? If we're good, you can give me a thumbs up.
It was great. It was
Okay.
great.
Okay. All right. So we are going to look at those three things that I just talked, what I asked them. What they would get if money was not an object, okay? What they would want for free, and just see where their interest level is. Some people are going to be interested, some people are not. And I've had people that were D's that I've joked with them about it and they've ended up being an A before the night was over. You never know, okay? So you just want to ask them questions now. All right, what did you love? What stood out to you? Okay, just let them talk for a minute, what they liked. And then I'm going to say, here, let me see your sales ticket. Girl, me and you got the same brain, because I would be getting all of these sets too. These are my favorite ones. I absolutely love whatever, whatever she picks, find just common ground, okay? So pretty much what I'm looking at here is you're a Cadillac girl like myself. Is that a comfortable place for you to start? And no joke, I want you to just stop until she says something. You speak, you lose, okay? Is that a comfortable place for you to start? She'll tell you one of two things, yes or no, okay? When she says yes, and sometimes you're going to hear that yes, you are not going to fall out on the floor. You're going to act like you've done it before, okay? You're just going to say, okay, we're getting these sets, and you're writing down the price. Anything else? Is there anything else you can think of? Anything else you can think of? I will ask that same question until she says, no, that's it. Okay? If you stop before she's done, she won't correct you and be like, oh, well, I wanted to get this and this as well. Okay? So always, is there anything else? And write it down. Okay? If she says no, this is where we got to, just kind of roll with it here. If she says no, that is just, only in my dreams, girl, I get you. I know exactly what you're talking about. Most people can't start with a Cadillac set either, so they usually start with our Queen set, doing the 4 sets. Would that be a better place for you to start tonight? And usually I'm just slowly shaking my head, and they'll tell you yes. They'll tell you no. Okay, they tell you yes. Write it down. Anything else? Anything else? Anything else? Okay, if they say no, girl, no worries, no big deal. Would it be okay to share with me what your budget looks more like so I can help you? And we're going to say she told me her budget was $150. Okay? And, I'll think for a quick second in my head. I'm like, okay, I have got an idea. Let's do this queen bag, okay? Because I know you really want these. You pay $150 tonight, and then the other $80 or whatever it is, we split into 2 payments. How does that sound? Would that make it a bit easier for you? Very rarely are they going to say no, because you just made it work for them. When they say yes, okay, is there anything else? Is there anything else? Is there anything else? I like to get their credit card, so that way I can process it and I write down on their ticket, I'm going to do this much on this day, this much on this day. So that way they know and everybody's on the same page, okay? When I get done with that and I've given her her product and she's all excited, be like, oh my gosh, Mary, you know what? Instead of doing that last payment of $40, why don't you get 3 or 4 girlfriends together and let's just do something like this, and introduce me to your friends, and we'll just write that off. You won't have to pay it. Who's going to say no? Okay. Now, when she says, okay, that sounds good, you have to give her you have to lead her into the next things. You can't leave anything open-ended after that. You got to say, okay, great. What's better for you, weekdays, weekends? Or next week, I'm available on Tuesday or Saturday. Okay, morning, night. Make them pick one. Okay, when you get into the evening, say, okay, would it be better to start at 6 or 7? Boom. She's given you all of those answers. She's gotten to make those decisions and she feels good about it. Okay, so you've booked a party for the next week, 2 weeks. Okay, so that gets exciting. And then I look at at her letter. I've looked at it already, just depending what's there. Next week, Melanie is going to talk more about recruiting and the interview process and how to do all of that. But it gives you an idea kind of where she falls, if she needs to come to another event, be a hostess. Usually once they've been a hostess, if they're thinking about it, they're like, oh yeah, I can do this. Okay. And that's it. That's it. Did I forget anything? I'm looking at my cheat sheet here.
I think you overachiever. You did great.
Well, you know, oh, 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 oh.
It's your video.
One thing, okay? Because I know how my brain works. Overachiever, everything's like I want it to be big. I have made a mistake before, and I've made it many times. And I want to save you from making this mistake. Do not wait to book events once you have everything scripted out. You will be in the same place next year. I'm not kidding. Okay? What I want you to do before you go to bed tonight, get 5 appointments on your date book in the next 2 weeks. Okay? Next 2 weeks. So if you've got your next event is going to be like in a week and a half or in 2 weeks, that's how long you have to get ready. Okay? And if you need help breaking it down into small manageable pieces to get it ready, that's what me and Mel are here for. Okay? We can help you do that so it doesn't seem so overwhelming. But have the bookings on your date book first, then plan it, which is completely opposite of how we usually think.
Well, I don't know about everybody else, but I'm ready to get a Cadillac bag. Anybody?
Oh, and one other thing that you can do if you're good with bows, okay? This one my daughter had done for me. I use it on a lot of ones that I just use like for demo. I just love it. It's so cute. I can't do bows this cute. Okay, so I've got some just normal pink ribbon that's got the wire in it that I use if they have normal to dry skin. I'll use a purple one if they've got combination to oily skin. I'll do a different color if it's Voluform. Okay, and I just, in my brain, I know what it is. So when I'm looking at them, I know, okay, Mary gets normal to dry, Susie gets combination to oily, oh, her mama is trying Voluform. And I don't have to like search in here to see what is.
That's a good idea. Okay. Anything else, Melanie?
I don't think so. I hope that I've gone over anything. So if I've gone too fast or you got questions, just let us know. I'm more than happy to re-explain because I know sometimes I get excited and, go really fast.
I'm going to stop the recording. So, girls, Rose, Laura, if y'all have questions, hold on. I'm going to stop.